I was looking forward to Shredders. We don't get many extreme sports games anymore, but Steep and Riders Republic show us that they are still good and in demand. Shredders looked at first like what Skate was to skateboarding games, but it isn't, because Skate was good. So you are part of a duo of YouTubers, which makes the characters already the worst people in the world, trying to get their channel out there. Through the campaign you meet other characters, get sponsored and do increasingly more dangerous stuff. The voice acting and dialogue are pure cringe, to the point where I was skipping all the cutscenes because it was so embarrassing. The campaign has you doing different types of challenges, like tricks and races, just like you have done in other games, but not as good because of crap controls, and it can be completed in a couple of hours. Shredder's controls do make sense, and they take some getting used to, but they are ridiculously unresponsive. You have to use the right stick to prepare a spin and then flick it the other way to spin in the air. Cool. But it's so temperamental. Sometimes you do a very fast spin, other times you do one at the speed of someone's nan, other times it just won't do one at all. The same goes with any flips too, there's just no consistency. The physics join in to make it horrible too. Sometimes you will slow down randomly in the air during a flip or spin, then speed up again. The basic riding on the ground controls work really well and it feels good, and when the tricks do work, there is a great sense of motion, and it feels satisfying when you land them. Just a shame 90% of the time that isn't the case. It's just all around cumbersome. To do certain grabs you have to point the right stick in certain directions and press one of the shoulder buttons, but this is the same stick that is meant to control your spin, and again they just won't grab even though I was hammering the buttons and screaming at the TV. Grinding can feel smooth, but doing stuff like a jump and spin off a grind rail doesn't work because you're using the right stick to position your board on the rail so you can't wind up a spin. Controlling your landing is about the only part that works well. You press the left trigger at the right point to stop your rotation or flip and ideally land straight. The open world in the game is very vast but empty. You can see other players in the world, but there are no NPCs, so it can feel pretty lonely. It looks nice enough, and there's tons of cosmetics to unlock through the game to customise your character, and no microtransactions. You get a snowmobile to grapple onto to get around the world faster, but the summon snowmobile button hasn't worked for me, so I only got to use it in the tutorial mission. The performance is dog shit, there's loads of screen tearing and it chugs all the time, which can really mess up with your timings on tricks. The sound is also crap, with the sound of board on snow sounding ridiculously overly compressed. The animations on the board and in tricks though do look really good. As I said before, you get a real feel for the motion and it really helps with your time in the landing when it works. Shredders strikes me as a game that has been pushed out the door way too early. There's 100% potential here, but the performance and controls just really aren't up to snuff. It's on Game Pass, but so is Steep, and it's much better. If you don't have Game Pass, it's 25 quid, and Steep is cheaper than that, and Riders Republic has been on sale for that price. So unless you've hammered both of those games, what's the point? And there's that free-to-play game Snow on PC, which is arguably better than this. I really wanted this to be good, but it's too hard to recommend to anyone in its current state. Phil Spencer himself said he was looking forward to this, and that's a lot of pressure to put on an indie dev, innit? And Phil Spencer, what are you doing playing video games? You're the CEO of Xbox, get on with your job.